Today we're gathering around the campfire with Sandra, a QHS member whose life is as exciting and grounding as a hike through the mountains. But what trails did she tread to reach these heights? Let's trek into the wilderness and discover the adventures that led Sandra to where she is today.
Hi folks, my name is Dr. Sandy Kamiak, and I'm here to do the QHS Prequel for you. So I was born in the Midwest, actually in Chicago, Illinois, and close to the suburbs, so I could ride my bike out around O'Hare Field and in the country and also be in the city. And I, had my parents as average citizens. We had middle-class background, and my father, his family came from Russia and the Ukraine, that area. And also my mother, her background was Swedish. So we had grandparents, and then we interacted some with them, but they passed on early on. So with the family, I was the eldest of three, and with that, I developed a certain amount of leadership skill, or trying to take care of things for others. I found that in the 50s, I was born in 1952, so that was right at the time as I was becoming a young, middle school person, that the space program was starting, and many things were interesting for me. I developed an early interest in ETs, extraterrestrial life forms, and also I knew actually at age 5, early in school, somehow I saw a picture book and knew I wanted to become a doctor. So I was very focused academically and athletic, but also really focused on school, doing what I needed to do to learn to head in that direction. So I also think I had a certain risk-taking or pioneering spirit, and would try to get as many kids on my bike as possible and go exploring. So sometimes not in the safest places. So, but learning from that to self-correct when needed. So I would say with that, I also, in my family, it was a loving, good family, but also there was dysfunction. And so I was always trying to problem solve and help out my siblings and parents. And in some ways, later in years, realized I was overdoing, and some of that is good, and some of it I needed to get support with to redirect what I do for myself, which is really important. My interest has always been involved with energy medicine, and later studying homeopathy and other alternative healing tools. So my interests were really on this planet, but very much in other directions of healing, and felt very early on it was important to get my traditional training. I wanted to not miss anything important and be thorough. Had a sense of looking at the whole person, or wanting to be more synthetic from very early on. I had many books and things to keep me busy, but with the family. So I also felt I had to do a lot on my own. That was part of it too. And when we went through school, I did, go away to college at Knox in the Midwest, which was great. It was wonderful, a small town in Galesburg, Illinois, and had wonderful professors. I was really interested in science and pre-med, but also a lot with philosophy and spirituality, which has been a strong link through my whole life up to this point, and led me in directions of having a very universal focus. So I'd go to different churches or events. Some other friends might be of various denominations, but I had friends who were from all spiritual paths. And later in my life also studied Eastern traditions and Buddhism. So always trying to, I think, work with Eastern and Western traditions. And also a strong interest in beings who may be off-world as well. So no direct, I don't think, ET contact, but something caught my eye early on, looking up into the sky and seeing what looked like, other ships or something out there. So it just opened my mind and my heart even further And that continues to, these days. So then I left to go to college and then medical school in San Francisco. At some point, I was just tired of the Midwest and found that California had a better environment. I left the cold weather of Chicago and also was seeking more alternative healing tools and consciousness. So that was really great. And for me, being around Golden Gate Park and lots of good things and places to explore other healing options, a lot of nutrition, many other things, health. But also then primarily, I studied with some of the best teachers in the world locally in the Bay Area in California, doing training in classical professional homeopathy. So I will do counseling, support, nutrition, other things for people. I have a more integrative practice, more integrative healing and psychiatry. And with homeopathy, you take the case of the whole person. So, and they may need other physicians in other specialties, of course. So, but with energy medicine, we're trying to help them heal from the inside out. So with QHS and other vibrational tools, with people who have, I believe, some good amount of integrity, these are ways that call to my spirit and have for a very long time. So I continued homeopathy and moved to the South Bay. And here, closer to Silicon Valley, I continue to practice and just have an expanding network of people that have supported me and inspired me. So one of those people was Alex Collier. And so in that question about how did I find QHS, it was really on his program. And I have other people also that I look to teach and support me in my development who have somewhat of a scientific and spiritual nature in a universal sense. So on Alex's show, I saw the QHS device and then got connected, read the mission statement, and I'm looking forward to all the new devices in the QArc. So for me personally, we can't help other people also if we're not clear. So over time, I've done many other healing modalities for myself and to grow at each level and to release like old blockages as much as possible with the support from others, which also means letting go and, asking for inner guidance, spiritual guidance, and from other people, other beings who are here to help us. So I've had to work on more, which is actually a kind of genetic thing, the struggle of having a delayed sleep phase issue, which led to a lot of struggle, I think in my family too, as 3 out of 5 of us had that. So finding out later that is a circadian issue where it's just hard to fall asleep earlier. So other things have helped, but this is a very interesting time. And I just, I feel very positive about the future. I can see there's a lot of struggle still with change on the planet and what's happening, kind of generically with the ascension or raising consciousness of people. But healing is my realm. And so look forward to all the developments. And for me, with more coming and with my beloved, I'll also say moving to the South Bay was great because I found the match for me and my heart. And together, we have a wonderful life. A lot of struggles, different issues sometimes with, mostly with health. And, but our hearts are just very connected. So that's a blessing. I'm very grateful. And we're going forward together, doing the best we can for ourselves and to be of service. That's a big part of our life with various groups and people. So more to come, and if I could have a little more rest and sleep, I could probably be there more for others. But the key is I need to heal within myself, and that's also important. So I'm doing what I can and look forward to more for myself and our wonderful planet and all of humanity. And for that matter, when we do meditations, also we'll hold that in the spirit of all the kingdoms on the earth and our fellow beings out in the galaxy. Thank you so much.
Join us on the Prequel, where every story matters and every voice is heard. Because here at QHS, we're all about healing, learning, and growing together.